is nothing better than a romantic train ride in a foreign country. You don't have to worry about the traffic or taking care of your business in the middle of nowhere with a glamorous roll of toilet paper. All you have is the uninterrupted rhythmic sound of the wagons, top-notch dinners, and nights spent in a four-poster bed as you pass by one scenic view after another. Which is why today we have for you 9 of the most amazing trains you must take a ride in. Number 9, the Trans-Siberian Express. The Trans-Siberian Express, which is considered the godfather of trains, follows a route that goes across 6 time zones and is 5,772 miles long. Traveling in this train can take you through Russia, Mongolia, and China, with the most varied and beautiful section of the journey found along the Trans-Mongolian route, which can run from Moscow to Beijing. Depending on your stops, you can book a trip from 7 to 21 days, which you can spend visiting the famous Red Square in Moscow, the Kremlin Fort in Kazan, which also happens to be a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Paris of Siberia, Irkutsk, go for lunch on the banks of the Baikal Lake, and walk through the military installations of the forbidden Vladivostok. All you have to do is sit back and enjoy your small but very strong Russian drink, and this train will take you along the impressive Ural and the Russian steppe so you can enjoy the views. Number 8, the Tokaido Shinkansen. The first Shinkansen to run along this route was back in 1964. However, since then, it has been possible to cover the 515-kilometer distance in just 2.5 hours on the superfast Nozomi that glides past Mount Fuji. If you want to travel on the Shinkansen for the landscape, then you are in the wrong place as the train flashes by too quickly to appreciate anything. However, instead, Japan's bullet trains offer an unrivaled onboard experience with passengers forming a neat queue on the platform and proceeding to board in single file. They also sit in silence for the duration of the journey as they pick through Ekibin, a hybrid of Eki and Bento, which translates to station-packed lunch. These ekibin are unique to each region of Japan as they enable vendors to showcase their local specialties using their seasonal ingredients. You can buy one of these round, octagonal, or rectangular bamboo boxes, sit back and enjoy the quiet hum as the train takes you down the country. Number 7, the Riviera Railway. Taking you from the prim Riviera city in France on a 90-minute journey into Italy, the double-decker train hugs the curves of a sparkling Ligurian sea as it runs through lesser-known coastal highways like Cagnes-sur-Mer, Juan-les-Pins, and Antibes, taking its passengers through sunlit towns and villages where you will find bougainvillea in pink and yellow apartment blocks, bringing you out in the lovely shambling Italian market town of Ventimiglia. The double-decker train does stop at Nice and Monaco, bringing in travelers within gawking distance of yachts bobbing in the bays, with views of young people playing beach volleyball and Lamborghinis shooting past next to you in the streets before approaching roughly stacked hillsides and slowing down in the old Italian station of Ventimiglia. Number 6, the Sunset Limited. The Sunset Limited is the oldest named train in the United States of America and takes you across the Deep South from New Orleans to Los Angeles in just under 2 days. You can find yourself a seat in the panoramic viewing car and find friends from a diverse collection of American society individuals ranging from teachers, musicians, retirees to farmers, railroaders and runaways to Amish carpenters. You will find yourself rolling past the bayous of Louisiana, the cacti of New Mexico, and the gorgeous reds of Arizona, leaving you with plenty of time to strum guitars with your new musician friends, read, or spot the wildlife outside your window. Just don't forget to keep a few dollars on hand for when the train rolls into El Paso and you come across the famous Burrito Lady, who waits with a freezer box on the platform with her incredible chili beef burritos that you surely wouldn't want to miss. Number 5, the Venice Simplon Orient Express. The most famous train in the world, also a subject of Agatha Christie's crime novels once, the legendary Orient Express might just be the best train journey you can find in Europe. Having been now reimagined by Belmond to better suit the golden age of travel, you can now travel in private compartments where the mahogany paneling gleams from multiple layers of varnish and beds layered with damask sheets are found. If you're up for it, you can even indulge in the old romance of railway travel in the Venice Simplon Orient Express. Donning on a pair of elbow-length gloves and black tie, you can enjoy the luxurious lunch while curling around the Italian Dolomites and then spend your time watching the Swiss Alps sweep by the windows. You can also choose to wind down in the bar where a pianist will play Moon River before finding yourself retiring to a bed as the train carries on through the night. Number 4. The Death Railway. Quite a stark difference from the old romance of the Orient Express, the Death Railway was built during the Second World War by the Japanese, who forced Allied prisoners of war into labor when building a stretch of railway that would connect Thailand to Burma in the hopes of invading India. The 257 miles of railway track was built in 14 months with 372 branch lines and sidings. Now known as the Death Railway, this is a beautiful reminder of the war times that passengers can still experience along a train ride from Bangkok Thonburi Station to Namtok Station in Kanchanaburi. It departs twice a day and rattles through jungled territory and monsoon-heavy branches that snap off when in contact with the windows, leaving scattered twigs around the aisles. It also crosses the infamous bridge on the River Kwai while rumbling on old wooden trestles and passing by tiny yet brightly colored stations. Number 3. The Qinghai Tibet Railway. There are only a few train journeys that have the ability to take your breath away, and the Qinghai Tibet Railway, which peaks at more than 5,000 meters above sea level, is one of those. Of course, this also means you might experience some altitude sickness on this extraordinary ride. However, this highest railway in the world connects Jining in mainland China to Lhasa in Tibet and runs through territory so treacherous that it defies all rules of engineering. Traveling in the train, you might find yourself waking up in the morning to the hiss of purified oxygen being pumped into the compartment and passengers pulling up the blackout blind to find a view that looks nothing less than a Rothko painting with the electric blue sky above Yellow Plateau. The scenic view also includes lakes shimmering like molten metal and dust turning to ice as blue glow from the Kunlun Mountains appears to be closing in around the carriages. Number 2. The Mondovi Express. With doors that are flung open and warm sea air rushing past the aisles, you will find that the Mondovi Express will take you a long way down the Konkan coast with the Arabian Sea glittering on one side with the Sahyadri Hills rolling on the other, with just under 12 hours. It leaves Mumbai's Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj terminus at around 7 a.m., blasting through the metropolitan city and out into the countryside, running only a few meters away from farmers herding their goats and kids playing cricket. As you descend down to Goa, you will find your view filling up with coconut groves and palm trees scattered across more than 2,000 bridges, including the highest viaduct in India. However, the best part about the Mondovi Express is the fine pantry car where you can watch the catering team chop okra and cauliflower amid the roar of karahis, making you the best chicken biryani to devour on the way. Number 1. The Reunification Express. The Reunification Express starts in Hanoi and runs the length of the country right down to Ho Chi Minh City in the south. However, the finest part of the whole journey is the first half to Da Nang. The railway had been battered and bruised by American bombs throughout the Vietnam War, but still managed to resurrect itself and carry on regular service after the country reunified itself in 1976. As you thread deep into the capital city, you will find the train offering views into houses where families unwind for the night before emerging into fabulous sunshine following the next morning. You will find yourself climbing for miles through the jungle with banana leaves flapping against the windows and the train curling around the cliff tops overlooking the South China Sea, where you will see a bed of golden sand at Lengko Bay before finally pulling into Da Nang Station. And that's a wrap on 9 most amazing trains you must see. Which of these amazing train rides have you traveled in? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.